Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results and spoilers for Superstars this week. And as usual, first is their news for Wrestling World. Mick Foley confirmed that Lisa Marie Varon, aka Tara, will be appearing at his stand-up comedy show in Chicago on Thursday, August the 8th. Total Divas scored a 1.21 cable TV rating, which is up from the previous 1.10 rating from the previous week. This is only the second week they've been on showing. Layla noted that her ring gear from Monday's Raw is being donated to Cure Cystic Fibrosis, as she tweeted. My gear I wore last night on #Raw is dedicated to Dylan Jonah. Donate this year to Cure Cystic Fibrosis. Unquote. Ric Flair has been added to 2 more Superstars of Wrestling events. One taking place on August the 24th at the Ocala Entertainment Complex in Ocala, Florida, and another on August the 25th at the Florida Gateway College in Lake City, Florida. Brian Kendrick, Michael Hunter, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Robbie E. are also scheduled for appearances. The Shawn Michaels Experience, scheduled for Saturday, August the 31st in Waynesboro, Virginia, has a new start time of 11 a.m. at the Louis Spillman Auditorium in Waynesboro. Tickets can be purchased probably from Ticketmaster. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Sean Waltman are scheduled to appear at the upcoming Sports Memorabilia and Celebrity Super Show in Houston, Texas at the Pasadena Convention Center on August 31st. They will be joined by Greg the Hammer Valentine, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and Tito Santana. More scheduled to appear as they will be to be announced. Garrett Dillon was removed from WWE NXT roster page. His recent release has been confirmed by WrestlingInc.com. Monday's Raw episode scored 266,465 in social activity, up from the 218K for the tape show, but below 276,000 2 weeks ago. Raw ranked number 3 on cable TV, trailing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta on VH1 and Teen Wolf on MTV, according to TrendRR.TV. Variety published an article about See No Evil sequel and noted that it will be the 4th film that WWE Studios has partnered with Lionsgate for. After the original See No Evil, The Condemned, and the upcoming Leprechaun reboot, starring Hornswoggle. John Cena posted the following on Twitter earlier today. To all those wondering how a baseball got stuck in my left elbow, it's complicated. I'll be fine for #SummerSlam at WWE Universe at WWE John Cena on August 6th. James D. Papa, the songwriter and musician who sued WWE, Michael Hayes Site, and others for using Bad Street USA, which was their entrance music during a era, and other 1990s WCW Slam Jam theme songs without permission and compensation, including receiving royalties from the song, filed a motion on July 31st to appeal decisions made against him in the lawsuit after he had his attorneys replaced. Papa claims he didn't talk much with his attorneys even when legal rulings were made against his case, and he received little of substance from them. He said he was not informed that several defendants, including Hayes, were dismissed, or that WWE tried to get the case moved from state of Texas to another jurisdiction. Papa said that the case should be heard in Texas because that's where they were written and recorded. I agree myself. WWE used the songs, and the video that featured a song derivative was sold there. He claims that from December 2012 through July of 2013,
Guys, this is Chair Shout
Several
with you.
phone calls
Today
he
we're
made
going to
to
have a
his
very
attorneys
special
were
guest.
unanswered.
The
He
man
said
who
he
needs no
found out
introduction, a legend in
that
the
his lawyers
sport, the
didn't file
franchise, Shane
an
Douglas.
amending
Shane,
pleading
thanks for having
for
us.
the case in May, as he
Very first show.
requested.
And what
He then sought after
very much
legal
excited about it.
representation.
Shane's going to be with us. We're just going to do a quick little interview
His
and
new
talk to questions with Shane
representation
Douglas.
was added to the case on July 29th, which
It's
led to the
stuff that the
motion
fans will send in
being
their own
filed.
personal questions.
It has yet not
Just
been
something to pick your
ruled
brain
upon.
with, and we'll start off with the first thing. Your thoughts on
Black
working
Post
in
TV
UWF
on
with Cowboy Bill
YouTube
Watts.
episode this week.
Well, looking back to today, back to them. Then as a
Has a
great kid, didn't
tribute
know
to
anything.
Doink the Clown.
Didn't know what was up and what was down in wrestling. I was just excited to be along for the ride.
Top 10
and watching
questions
some
for
tremendous
Shane,
talent, the fabulous
the
Freebirds.
franchise Douglas. Can
Hard
be
stuff, Eddie Gilbert,
seen
Missy
here.
Hyatt, Dark Journey, The Missing Link.
Doritos contest winner
Terry
video
Taylor,
from
they just had
Raw
a slew
will
of
also be
tremendous
shown
talent that was down there. As a
probably
kid
on
coming
the
in, I knew it was important to watch them.
WWE.com
As
website,
a
and
33-year
I'll post a
veteran
link
today,
here as
looking
well.
back to the WWF,
The advertised dark main event from Raw was John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio in a champion versus champion match.
extreme as ECW was.
Happy birthday goes
It
to
was
Stan Lane, who turned 60 years old.
nose-to-nose
Lane worked as one
grind
half of the
out
legendary
mat wrestling.
Fabulous
That's what Bill Watts, the
and
Cowboy,
Midnight
insisted
Express
on.
tag team.
And so it's great for me to
Here's
get my
hoping
break in the
WWE
business
gets
there
around to
because I learned
inducting
an
both
awful
of
lot.
them into the
Right.
Hall
A lot
of
of people
Fame
say that Bill was
one
ahead
of
of
these
his
years.
time. Would you agree with that?
Former pro wrestler Pat
You know,
Tanaka turned
Bill's
52
an
years old. He
acquired
was
taste.
born
I
off as a
respect
fifth
him. I
in
learned so
1961.
much
He
from
teamed
him,
with Paul
but
Diamond
I
as
was
Bad
also
Company
intimidated of him and
in the
almost scared of him.
in the
because he
AWA, and as a
not
version
small dude,
of the Orient
6'4",
Express
6'3", 6'4",
in
280,
WWE,
290,
Tanaka
fingers like
was
sausages.
in both
As a
versions
kid
of the
just coming
team.
into the
In
business
more
and trying
recent
to
years,
just
he
learn
served as
what's
the
right and
creative
what's
director
wrong.
for Micro
Bill's a
Championship
very
Wrestling.
imposing character. But I also know because I had coaches like him prior to that in my athletic career. And I knew what Bill was trying to do. Bill was trying to be
Happy birthday also
almost
goes out
bully
to
to bring
Frankie
the best out
Kazarian.
of us. He wanted the best for
Real
us. So
name,
I
Frank
like that from him. I
Gergelman.
always liked working for Bill. And years later in WCW
He turned 36
and
on
WWF
this
after
past
that, when Bill
Sunday,
brought in
which
his
was
bookers
August
at
the 4th,
alternate times,
1977.
Bill showed an awful lot of respect
WWE
to me
producer
because he
Dean
knew that I'd been
Malenko,
working the
aka
business right.
Dean Simon, turned
Not too
53
long
years
after that,
old
you
on
moved on,
Sunday,
of course, to the
August the 4th,
NWA, and everybody remembers, I'm
Japanese
sure,
pro
the
wrestling.
Dynamic Dudes.
Oh,
Pro wrestler
Thoughts on that team? Whose idea was it to put you guys together?
47
Well,
on
it was
Sunday.
Eddie
It
Gilbert's
was born
idea
August
to
the
put
4th,
us together.
1966.
And the idea
Alright,
originally was conceived
wrestler,
as
happy
Johnny
birthday
and
goes
Shane,
to
the
him.
next generation.
Real name
They
of
wanted something in
Aaron
that rock and
Haddad.
roll, express vein.
You don't know?
Something that was different.
You better
updated,
call
but not a rip-off of
somebody.
the Rock and Roll Express.
That
And they
was
wanted
WWE
two
named
guys,
Daniel
Bobby was the
Sandow. He turned
workhorse,
31 on
Stanley was the
Saturday. He was
handsome
born
guy. I
August
guess they were going with that
3rd,
same kind of
1983.
paradigm. And we actually
Legendary pro wrestler William
William
Haystack,
Music City
Calhoun, was
Showdown
born on
where
August
Flair
3rd,
or Funk
1934.
Flair to the power.
He died on December 7th,
We debuted that
1989
night working
due
with
to
Samoan SWAT team and
complications
Paul
from diabetes.
Heyman. Of course,
ESPN Classic list
famous in my
an
career.
8-hour block of global
As
supercard
Johnny and Shane,
wrestling.
the next generation. And then the
That
very
started
next morning,
yesterday.
Eddie Gilbert told us in the van to the hotel, to go to
10
the airport
a.m.
from the hotel,
Central
that
Time will
Bill
film the
or
old
Jim
global
Hurt
wrestling
had come
show.
up with a tremendous
No, I
idea.
can't rule out that it's amateur
And
wrestling
that
of
was to
some
change
kind.
her name to the
The
Dynamic
results
Dudes.
for the
And the reason for that was he
NWA
claims he
Mid-Atlantic
had
Fan
commissioned
Fest,
a
night
study
number
on
1.
the West Coast,
From
the
Charlotte,
theory
North
being what
Carolina,
starts on the
results
West Coast
courtesy of
movies,
PW
and the two big words at that
Patterns,
time, hey, that's dynamic, and hey,
which
dude,
the
hey, dude,
crowd,
that's dynamic.
estimated crowd,
So, you know, let's put the
405,
top two words together
400,
and give them dynamic dudes.
400 to
But this is also the guy
450
that came up
wrestling
with the
chairs,
dinglings
race,
and several
Great tag team there.
tournament.
But my thoughts of being
Number 1,
joining
Greek
his
God
biggest
Papadon
partner
defeated
was
Michael
it was the first
Taylor.
time I signed a
Michael
contract.
Taylor
It
picked
was
up the
real
first point
and
at
at that
6
point, I
minutes
pretty much
30
starved
seconds
in the
by
business.
submission with a
So I
cross
look
face.
back on it, there's some
Papadon
funny, there's some things that are
even the
embarrassing,
score
especially
with a
back down
rolling
to see the
sunset
haircut,
flip
the
out of the
mullets,
corner.
and
Score was tied after 10 minutes.
fluorescent tights
3
and
minutes
stuff,
sudden
but
death
I
was
know what they were
announced,
going through as a guy that's
with the
broke,
winner
a guy that's been
advancing
an agent, and a
in
guy that's
the
run
race
companies.
for the ring.
I know what they were going for with two young guys
Papadon
that could
picked up the
wrestle,
win with a
could
tiny wizard to the back of the head and advanced in the tournament.
There's like everybody has that
Number
picture in
2,
high school.
Cassie Riley defeated Corey Hollis. Hollis picked up an immediate pin with a small package. Riley even
then
scored
maybe
with
just a
a
few years
slingshot
later,
Falcon
we all know
Arrow.
the tag team that you
Hollis
and Ricky
reversed the
Dragon
slingshot
teamed
Falcon
up.
Arrow
And
into a roll
the
up to
titles,
take
the
the lead
unified
back.
titles, I believe.
Riley got a
Thoughts and
submission
Steve
with
on
a
that
half
tag team.
crab to again with 4-2-2. Time expired as they go into another sudden death.
I've worked with some great
With
ones,
Riley
stuff,
picking up
Eddie
the win.
Terry Funk,
3-2
slews of
in
other
the
big name
tournament.
stars. Not to take
Duck
anything away from
Black
any
in
of
match
them,
number 3 defeated
but Ricky
Brady
Steamboat
Pierce
was different in
and
the vein that he
Will
was almost like
Hammer
an older brother.
Robert.
He took
Block
under
1
was
with
winning, he was never
pedigree.
criticizing. He'd never say, "Man, you really screwed up
Boy,
tonight, Shane."
and
Even when I did
followed up
screw up,
by DDT
he
by
would say, "Shane,
Bodie.
tonight when you did that spot,
Match
What
number
if you
4,
had done this
Bev
first and then
Berwin
did that, and then right after did this, and you could, in
defeated
your mind's eye, roll
Michael
20
Richard
movie
Lee.
ago,
Berwin won
and it's
the
brilliant.
sunset flip
He
out of
just
the
had
corner.
such a mind for the
Match number
business.
5, Bobby
I consider
Fulton
Steamboat then
defeated
and now the
Action
greatest
Mike
babyface ever
Jackson.
walked in
Fulton had his
business.
feet on the
What
ropes.
about your program, of course, with the Hollywood Blondes?
Match number 6, Homicide
Well,
defeated
for
NWA
me,
National
Brian and
Heavyweight
Steve,
Champion
that was a
Damian
tremendous
Wayne.
learning experience.
Homicide
Right?
won
We
with
were all
9
three
forearms.
following Ricky's lead.
Match number
You know,
7,
we
your
were
main
all three
event,
about the
the
same
Rock and Roll
generation,
Express
about the same
defeated
skill
D'Lo
level.
Brown and Luke
But
Gallows for
Steamboat,
only
of
of
course,
the
was
Aces
legend
and
already
8.
at that point.
Good coming
So
on.
Steamboat took us out every night
referee
and made us go.
R&R1 with
less
the
than 40, 45,
double
50
drop kick
minutes,
on D'Lo.
and often over 55 minutes because it had an hour
In
time
the
limit.
night number 1
But
results.
he knew that
WWE
was his
star
time to
Daniel Bryan
showcase
spoke with
himself,
Direct TV
but also
website
his
promoting
time to teach us
SummerSlam.
by
Here's the
showcasing
highlights of the
himself.
second part of the
And,
two-part
we learned an awful
interview,
lot from
which
him.
can be
Sure.
read
Now, as we all know, Austin went on to
Direct
be the mega star that he is today. Did you see the potential in
Brian
Austin?
comments on his beard. Yeah,
Steve had such
bizarre because
unbelievably
I will
natural
go to signings and
athletic
people
ability,
ask
but
me
he also had that
when I'm going to shave my
ability to
beard
sort of
because they hate it.
propel it
But it's
outside
funny
of
because
himself
I've
to be larger than
become
life,
more
even
popular
back
since
then.
I've grown the
And,
beard.
you know, he's
My
a
friend
big guy
Christopher
with his
Daniels
big,
told me
thick
years
legs
ago
and
that I am
background
a
in
slave to
football.
whim, to my whim.
You know, it was a
It was
question
last
as
year,
whether
I
was
just
gonna
said
translate
that
over.
I wasn't
But,
going to
you know,
shave
we
for a
used to
bit,
get down and do
and
some
it just
spots
kept
in
growing
there
and
that,
growing
you know,
and
today you got to
Brian
sit down and
comments on the
explain it to
origins of
somebody.
his
Steve, you call
orgasm
right in the ring
chant.
and go into it. So
It
Steve
was
showed
originally
the
a
ambition
takeoff
all
of
the way back
UFC
then.
fighter Diego
It was
Sanchez
just a matter of time
because he
before he became
was
something
all
big.
about
Sure.
positivity
From there, how was your approach to come in and work for
and would
ECW?
just
Well,
can't.
it was a
Yes,
very
yes,
different
yes.
approach for me
Oh
because
no,
I
no,
went into
no.
ECW.
I always love that,
As one of
and
the few
just
guys
something
that
I started
experience
doing
in the
when I
mainstream.
won the World
Me and
Heavyweight
Funk were the only two
Championship.
really. And
I was
we,
very
you know,
excited,
sadly, we'd
and
been
I was just
untested, although he'd
starting
been
to do
very
it.
hot commodity
Then it
in
just
Japan.
started to catch on.
Taz
I
had been
remember the
untested,
first time I
Dreamer,
noticed
Sandman, all
we
those
had
guys
done
had
a
been
Raw in
untested.
Seattle where
So,
people were
you know, for
chanting,
me
yes,
coming in,
and
it
I
was
thought
a
it was
huge
because I
paramount
was from
shift
Washington
because
State, but
I went from
then
being
it
babyface
erupted
to
at
being
WrestleMania
heel.
28.
And at the time, I
It
think,
just
what's his
happened
job as being a
organically.
babyface? And it really
If
was.
I comments on the past SummerSlam matches he's enjoyed. SummerSlam 96 with Shawn Michaels versus Vader.
And of
They were
course,
so
everybody
cool with that
knows,
match.
I mean, the night
I was
goes down,
literally
you're
excited
probably on your line,
for
get ready to ask
that
you.
match,
It's down in history,
months
it's never
before
going
it
to
happened.
change. Throwing the
One of my favorite
NWA World
moments
title
for
down.
myself.
What was your
Fourth
initial
SummerSlam was
thoughts when you threw that
2010 when
title
they
down
brought
the
me
mat?
back for the main
The
event.
week leading up to
At
that,
last
Paul
year's
Heyman called me
SummerSlam
earlier
when
the
I
week or
wrestled
late the
Kane.
week before,
It was
and
just
told me he
so
had an
cool.
idea,
It's a real.
A or B. A
Nick
was to throw the
Bryan
belt down,
also
B was to
discussed
become the NWA champion.
winning his beard off
And he gave me
bench
the good and
with
bad of both sides. He
MLB's
didn't tell
John
me which one
Reddick.
he wanted. You know,
His
he said,
favorite pastime,
this is the
UFC
good and bad of
stretching,
throwing
and
it
his
down.
11-year-old
This is the good and bad of keeping
yellow
it
lab
and whatever. So we
asparagus.
went to the
Thank
tournament that
you.
night. And all week long,
Got
my
that
hands were
rear
back and
kick,
forth.
Danny
And what
Knox
really was a
was
big
pointing out
concern to me at
the
that
second
time
part
is
of the
he's still a
interview.
fairly young guy in the business. Was guys like Steamboat, the
Superstars,
Funks,
spoilers.
the
Thanks
Briscoes,
to
even Dusty
Kyle
Rhodes and Flair, who I
Skidmore.
had differences with, guys that I looked up to and respected
He was at the Raw
greatly,
show in Green Bay
had held
and
that
passed
belt. I didn't want any
along
way
the
for
following
them to think
reports
that I
from
was,
Superstars.
you know,
Lots of
sort of
adults were
crapping
wearing
on
John
their
Cena's
legacy.
T-shirts and
To
guessing
me, the NWA was dead and gone. The
that would
NWA
be the
that I remember
minority with
was
the
dead
Tina
and gone.
Tuck chant.
And so I saw that as a
Superstar
chance for
taping, great
ECW.
Khali.
It was either let's
Defeated
run
Jinder
this
Mahal.
new
Khali
train
won
to
with
its
his finisher.
maximum, or let's
Warren
try to
Clark
get this old
definitely
train back up and running.
got
And to me, it's
hometown
just
love
no
as
way
he's
to do
from
it
that
ECW.
area.
Right.
Match number
Now, you
2.
just hit on
And your main
something there.
event for
Let's go
Superstars,
to my
content
next
players
question.
defeated Zack
Actually, you
Ryder
mentioned
and
Ric Flair
Jeff
and the differences
Gabriel.
that you guys have.
Yes.
What
Players
is the issue
got a
between
ton of
you and
offense on
Flair?
Gabriel.
What's-
Match ended with
he's
Ryder hitting
been
the
on
Rough
record
Rider
many
on Darren
times,
Young,
so
only
I'm
to
sure
have
you
Titus
heard
reveal
Well,
performance
I
finisher on
don't
Ryder's
pay much
win
attention to what he says
in
about
about
it
a
because
10
at
to
this
15
point sort of
minutes.
irrelevant. There was a time when I challenged him to a shoot in ECW when he was
From
still
Green
pretty
Bay,
much hot
Wisconsin.
in the game and hot in the business. And I was at the
Joe
peak of
Sark
my
was
game and
second
never
man,
accepted.
already in the
So
ring.
to me,
He
it's
says it's
20
no
years
secret
ago,
that
way
her
past the
dad
point of even
does not
considering.
believe
My
Daniel
heart goes
Bryan
out
is
to him
championship
as having
material.
lost his son. I can't
So
imagine
many of the
anybody
audience
I would
in
wish him
Triple
the
H
worst. I
history,
mean,
Stephanie
my
has a
heart
plan to
legitimately
make
and
Daniel
genuinely
Bryan
goes out to
more
Rick
palatable.
for that. That's one one of life's
A video was
horrible
shown with
tragedies.
Daniel
I can
Bryan
only
working
imagine
out,
how bad it must
eating
feel,
steak
but,
at a nice
my differences
restaurant,
with
and
Flair,
being
man,
measured
we'd
for a
probably
suit.
take hours to talk
He
about
did not
them.
look happy when he saw
First and
himself in
foremost,
the mirror.
he was the reason I got into
This
the
is part of
business. I
Stephanie's
idolized him.
corporate
He was the guy.
takeover.
If you had Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair,
Daniel Bryan's
Hulk
music
Hogan, I
hits,
wanted to watch
and he
Flair.
comes out in a suit
He was a hero to
and
me.
a tie with a
And maybe
ponytail.
it was unfair
And
of me to
his
have him on
orgasm
such a
to the
pedestal
ring.
when I met him.
Stephanie
He fell
says
so
he
short
looks
as a
sharp
man.
and gives Bryan
You know, from
the
pulling
ring to
out private
himself.
body parts in
Crowd
bars full
chimes
of
in with,
kids and
yes, Champ, he asked the crowd if they like his look,
naked,
and they say no.
in the morning in the hotels. I mean,
Bryan thanks
stuff
Stephanie for her
you did in
time
the
and
frat
effort.
house when you were
He
18
says that
years
this
old,
is
not
not
when you're
what the
45
company
years old,
wants.
born into a champion.
The company wants
And my big
someone
concern
who
as a
is
young
jacked
guy
up
in
and wears
business was,
cargo shorts
I didn't want
with a
fan
bright
A, B, C,
t-shirt.
E, F, G, or all the way to
Someone
Z.
who could
I
sell
didn't want any of those fans to
everything
look at me and say, Well, Shane Douglas
They
is a
don't
wrestler, and
actually
Ric
need
Flair's wrestling. He does that stuff. Shane, do you
someone like
do
John
the public
Cena.
body
Brian
parts in front
says
of
he
kids? And
respects
I didn't
Cena,
want
but
anybody to
he
think there was
says
any kind
that
of connection
Cena
that way.
does not think
So,
Brian can
and there
beat
were a lot
him.
of things in the business. You know,
Why would he
that
think
Flair,
Brian
let's
could
face
beat
it,
him?
Ric Flair, his
Cena's
spot
in
was
movies,
solid.
Yes.
Nobody was
material
thinking, I
boxing,
don't care if you were 10
while
times
Brian
more
has
hurt, the
a
nature of
straggly
Ric Flair's
beard
spot was
and
solid.
from nowhere
He was
in
so
the
paranoid
northeast
of the young guys, Steve
northwest.
Austin and Brian
Brian
Pillman and Shane
says that
Douglas and
Cena
somebody was
is a
coming up the
trainer,
ladder,
but
that he used
Brian
every
is a
political ploy he
wrestler,
could
not
to try
just
to
a crowd
hold us
champ.
down. Well, Father Time works against all of us. It's worked
Cena
against
has
me, it
been
worked against him,
in
it
sold
worked
out
against everybody in
arenas.
the
He
business,
has
no matter
not
how
seen
young
the
they are.
mud that
And
Brian has
I
crawled
just thought it's
through
sad that a guy
just to
of that
get
stature
to
had that
WWE
ability,
because
Ric
he
Flair is
is a
probably the best
wrestler.
pure
If
entertainer
Cena
and wrestler the
is
business has ever
fired,
seen.
he
That
goes
would
back
be
to his
buried with
mansion
some snot-nosed
with a
kid from New Brighton,
multi-million-dollar
Pennsylvania,
lifestyle.
or some
If Brian
long-haired
gets fired,
kid named Steve
he'll
Austin
go
from
to
Texas, or
he'll see him go
some
to the
curly-haired
gym,
kid from
go
Cincinnati.
back to the
It's just
Indies,
strange
with
to
the crowd
me.
cheers.
Right on.
Brian says that they
Now, of course,
must
everybody knows
like
you. I mean,
wrestling.
you've been almost everywhere.
Too.
XPW, ECW,
And they start off with the
WWE,
bull against the
everywhere in
Jakked,
between.
and Brian says he will dress in
Who
the suit
is
from
there
now
one person, or who would
do
you
what they
say
want
is your all-time
now.
favorite opponent?
But at SummerSlam is going to do
That's
what
hard
everyone
because
wants to do.
A lot of
Make
many
Cena
timelines.
tap
Obviously,
out.
Taz, Bam Bam Bigelow was,
Cue
even
Vince
though it was a
McMahon's
very
entrance,
short-lived
and he
name
looks
between
on
us,
with
there
the
was such a
Brian
bond
over and
between
over
us as
again. It
friends
says Brian's
that,
pants are too short.
and I was just so damn
Vince
impressed
doesn't
with his
want
ability.
Cena to be
At 400
champion,
pounds, he's drop
but
kicking
wants Brian to be
constantly.
champion even
Moonsault.
less.
It
But
was
Vince is
stunning
warming
to
up to
watch.
Brian.
So I
WWE has
fond
never had a
memories of
dwarf
that.
as a champion, as
Working
Vince
with Funk, I
said.
learned a ton from Funk. I love working with
I
Sabu.
guess he's
Tommy Dreamer was
thinking
always a
of
great guy.
Rey Mysterio as a
And
lot
Raven
shorter
was
than
somebody that I always gelled well
Daniel
with.
Bryan.
And so each of those guys and each of those
WWE
angles, I
has
have
never
fond
had a
memories of each of
champion
those
with the
angles for
muscles
different
of a
reasons.
toothpick.
I think with
He
Tommy
says Brian
Dreamer,
looks
Shane
like
Douglas started
a
proving he could be
miniature
a main
Mick Foley,
eventer.
but
With Sabu, he
something
proved
could
that he
be
could work with a
worked
very
out.
different style and
He says
and
Brian's
pull this guy
makeover
up to
needs
his
one
level.
more thing.
With Taz, it was
He looked at
these
Brian's
two
beard and
mainstream
asked
powerhouses, immovable
if he has a
object
bird nest in
versus
it.
irresistible force.
If
Which
Brian
one's going
wants
to win out
Vince's
and both
support,
stood their ground?
he
And with
will
Bam
need
Bam
to
Bigelow,
shave the
these
beard
guys can
off.
take the company to a different
He
level.
says to
pay-per-view
bring
to a different
down
level. So for
the
me, all
chair.
those guys hold very special places in my heart.
Sure. And wrapping up our last question here, from the start of your
Which is
career
none
up
other
until
than
this
Robert
point,
Terra
what
hauled
changes have you
down by
seen that
8
you would like to make?
guys. What?
You know what I'm talking about, sure. Yes, today's product.
Today's part of the kids, I'll say this up front so it doesn't sound like I'm just slamming today's kids. They're amazingly athletic. They're more athletic than my generation. My generation was more athletic than, say,
Anyway,
Bruno's
back to
generation.
the
These kids today are amazing
report
at
here.
what they can do, but what breaks my heart
Brian
in watching
Stark,
them
no
is
chance.
they don't have a
To
Bill
start off,
Watts hoarding
Vince
over
says that
the
people
aggressive,
don't know what they
intimidating
want.
attitude.
He knows what they want. Vince says Brian has to come
Screaming like the
this,
coach did back
has
at the
come
football
this far.
show.
It's just
They
one
didn't have
more
that.
step.
They don't have
Brian reluctantly
that bend of
gets
Bill
in the
Watts
chair and Vince
Eddie
asks Wayne
Gilbert
Barrett to
and
come
Terry
to the
Taylor
ring
was
to
helping
do
out.
the honors.
Writing phenomenal storylines.
Barrett comes out with a
ECW,
proper
Paul
tool,
Heyman
then
wrote
tells Brian not to worry
outstanding
because
storylines. People
he
today
has
say,
done this
well,
before.
ECW, the ones that never saw it, will
Vince
say,
knows that
oh,
Barrett's
just garbage
father used to
cans
be
and
a barber.
chairs and tables and
Or
you go
whatever
back
they
and
called
watch
it in
There
the
were
UK,
tremendous
and
storylines and
Brian
the
asked Barrett to
tables
leave
and
a
the chairs
spot
and all
on the
that was
beard.
icing on the cake. There was a great match that was the substrate
kinda
of
like
any of those
Sting.
storylines.
He headbutts Barrett,
The whole point
throws
of the
him into
business
the
today, I
chair
think,
and
has
begins
moved so far
shaving
away to me. There's many
Wayne's
points.
beard.
First of all,
Starts
go
off on
back and
one
watch
side.
Bruno versus whoever.
The
It
first
looked like
time,
a competition. There's a reason
goes
his ears
into
look
the chair,
like
begins
cauliflower.
shaving his beard.
There's
throws
a reason
Barrett
their
over the
noses were all
barricade,
busted,
and
their
the bull
fingers are all,
gets
their
him
arms
to
are
the
unbent
top of the
because
stage.
they were out there snugly
Brian said
wrestling,
he's going to
and it
be
looked believable and real, and it
who
looked
he
like a
has always
competition.
been,
My generation,
and
I
be
think,
the
did the same
WWE
thing very
champion.
well.
He
This
takes his new
generation of
suit
kids,
off
it
and
looks
reveals
like
a
more like
shirt
a
that's
dance or an
mocked. Cena's
acrobatics
shirt and
routine.
says,
It looks
the
like a
beard
competition.
is here.
I would love to
Brian
see
says
what
the
this
beard
kid
is here
with
and his
prowess
music
would do with a
sends them
Bill
off.
Watts, with a
Vince
Terry
looks
Funk,
upset.
with a Paul Heyman
Wiz
writing
is in,
for
in the ring
with a Dusty
with the
Rhodes
announcers
teaching them,
now team
whoever.
after a
Because
commercial break.
those are the people that we came
Cole
up in
calls
the
that the
business.
Miz will be
business
the
back
official
then was
host of
predicated as a kid in the
SummerSlam.
dressing room. If
Next
you
up,
got
we got
your foot in the
RVD
dressing room
versus
because you
Alberto
were
Del
good looking kid, had a good
Rio.
body, had a little bit of ability, they would
RVD
test
into the ring. Ricardo Rodriguez is back from his injury suffered by being put through a table, supposedly. And announcer Del Rio to the ring. The two go back and forth. RVD sets up early standing moonsault with 2 count. RVD got another moonsault off from the apron onto Del Rio outside the ring. Christian watching backstage. Back from the commercial break, Del Rio was in control. RVD regained control. With a series of clotheslines, he tries to follow up with rolling Rolling Thunder, but missed.
And today, you see a lot of these kids come right
kick while RVD was on the corner, but he missed. RVD jumped to the top and hit the jumping kick on Del Rio, and RVD hits the Rolling Thunder for a 2 count.
I know what those guys roll.
Ricardo sets up a metal bucket in the corner.
I know that's not
it fell off, and then he got back
so
up on apron and set it back up.
Where it's going from them aging
and Del Rio was looking at this as well.
To the writing, to the performance, where it's falling to the wayside. I would love to see these kids with what they can do athletically in the system that I came up with.
Well, Shane, I appreciate your time. I know you have a busy big match coming up, but I want to thank you for being on the show. And guys, this is it. Just
after the match, Del Rio kicks Rodriguez when he comes into the ring, and then beats him down with a bucket. He then throws Rodriguez out of the ring. JBL says, "This is what you do when an employee messes up." Del Rio sets Rodriguez up between the steel steps and the ring and does a drop kick to the steps, smashing Rodriguez. As they go to commercial break, after commercial break, Cody's in the ring and has a gift for Sandow in a brown box, similar in the shape the size of Sandow's briefcase. Video showed the recap of the past 2 weeks of the shenanigans between Cody and Sandow. Rose pull Sandow's briefcase out of the box, dripping wet with some green golf plants hanging out of it. Sandow comes out to get the case. He tells Rose to leave the ring. Cody gets out, but enters. Sandow goes to attack him. He beats Sandow out of the ring and throws the briefcase at him. Coleslaw says that Sandow is all washed up. Ryback versus Mark Henry is up next. Out comes Ryback first, followed by Mark Henry. The two men have a stare down. Henry hits a running shoulder to knock Ryback down. Ryback gets Henry down, followed by a series of kicks. He tries a running attack, but Henry retaliates with another shoulder. Ryback rolled out of the ring and walks back to the top of the stage to be counted out. Yep, he's doing the Fandango. Out of here. The Bellas are shown backstage. One of them said that they looked hot. The other says she's hot too. They discuss the ratings of Total Divas and seemed happy Caitlyn appears. The Bellas say that it's a slap in the face for her to be allowed on their show. Caitlyn says that, no, this is a slap in the face, and she then slapped the Bellas in the face. Or one of the Bellas in the face. John Cena comes out. He says that it's that time again, and this is a familiar feeling for him. Sometimes he has to go against a real fan favorite. He says that he knows a lot in the crowd favor Daniel Bryan over him. He heard Bryan talk tonight, and even though there was truth, but there was a lot of ignorance too. He says that what he said is no different than what The Rock and CM Punk have said about him. He said he is not changing for them alone. Them or anyone, I should say. Cena says that he knows hard times too, having broke his neck and coming back from it. Cena says that Bryan glorifying his wrestling accomplishments everywhere else is negligible, comparable to someone saying that they were successful in the Arena Football League. Cena says that that's nothing new for someone to criticize his wrestling, and notes that the fans are chanting it right now. You can't wrestle. Cena says that you don't get lucky 11 times. The fans come in with boring chant. And Cena says that it sounds like the fans are ready to see the fight right now. And the crowd's applauding now. He says some more things and ends with our time is now and the champ is here. Next up we get Randy Orton entering with his friend, the red briefcase. Orton says that Cena is always aware of the target on his back, but never be aware of the target right in front of his face. It doesn't matter who wins at SummerSlam because Orton will come out as the WWE Champion. Orton holds the briefcase up and says, the champ is here. Well, enter the Shield. They surround the ring and Orton and Cena prepare to defend themselves. Daniel Bryan runs out and he evens up the score for the 3-on-3. So far, it's a stare down, and Brad Maddox comes out and evens it up and makes it a 6-man tag. Next up, we got the Wyatt family versus Tons of Funk. Back from commercial, Tons of Funk are already in the ring dancing with it to the Funkadactyl music. And the lights go out, the Wyatt family is here. There wasn't much offense from tons of funk, and the match only lasted about 2 minutes. Bray sat in on the chair as Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were in the ring. The match ended with what looked like a running body splash from Rowan onto Tim's side. So the Wyatt family won. After the match, Bray does his finisher, Two Brothers Clay. He says that he is the man of 1,000 truths. He says that he is forever. Hey, follow the buzzards. How predictable was that? Fire erupts and Kane is on the screen. There's the explosion is in the ring. All four corners. He says that when you pull wings off of buzzards for fun, they are impossible to follow. Kane likes that the Wyatts want to hurt everyone who crosses their path. Kane does not do this to send a message, but for his own personal reasons. Kane says that he is the devil's favorite demon, and at SummerSlam, his family will not be able to save him from the ring of fire. And Bray ends up laughing as the segment ends. Backstage, CM Punk is asked what he thinks of his match tonight against Curtis Axel. Punk says that Axel has such a blind loyalty to Heyman that is ongoing to get him beat tonight. Punk is not a liar like Heyman in when he says he's coming for you. He is coming for you. Punk is asked about Lesnar. Punk says that at SummerSlam, Lesnar loses his match and Heyman loses everything. Next we get the Divas match. Caitlyn versus Layla. Caitlyn took Layla down right from the start. Layla got up and frantically tries to get out of the ring. She climbed to the top rope. Coleslaw noted that she looks like a sloth. From behind the ref, she kicked Caitlyn, followed by an uppercut and got a 2 count. Layla slammed Caitlyn face first into the mat and got her into a hold. Caitlyn broke out and has Layla with a diving shoulder. She prepares for a spear, but AJ leaves music and as she's skipping to the ring. AJ goes to the ropes and distracts Caitlyn long enough for Layla to get a kick to the head for the 3 count. After the match, Layla and AJ skip around the ring into the back. Christian versus Heath Slater was up next. Slater gained early control of the match thanks to his members of 3MB. Slater got Christian in a headlock. Slater choked Christian against the bottom rope. 3MB got in some shots as the referee pulled Slater off. Christian hit the missile drop kick and got a 2 count. Slater attempted to suplex Christian over the top rope, but Christian countered and threw Slater into the ring. Slater does a unique dance in the ring, but gets hit by a spear as he turns around. If it was a dance contest, Heath Slater would certainly be the winner. However, this is wrestling and Christian wins. CM Punk versus Curtis Axel was out next. Punk was out first. Axel walked down the ramp. Punk exited the ring and initiates the attack midway on the ramp. Heyman fled to backstage. They briefly battled on the stage and ended up back in the ring as the match officially started. Axel has control early on. Punk got a takedown by catching Axel with his legs after an Irish whip reversal. Punk targeted the left leg of Axel before throwing him out of the ring. Punk dived through the ropes and nailed Axel into the barricade. As they go to commercial, and back from the commercial, Axel was in control with Punk in a hold. Center of the ring as Punk gets out with kicks. But Axel hits a running shoulder to knock Punk back down. Axel hits a body slam and followed up with an elbow from the top rope. Heyman came out to the ring as Axel is back in control of the match. Punk team focus on Heyman, and Punk hits a crossbody from top rope. Punk exited the ring to pursue Heyman, but is hit by a clothesline from Axel. Axel went for another top rope attack, but missed. Punk regained momentum and is swinging neck breaker. Punk hit the running knee, followed by a clothesline in the corner, in the center of the ring. Punk went to the top rope, but Axel knocked him down and hits the neck breaker, followed by a 2 count. Crowd chimes in with "This is awesome" chant. Punk hits a kick to Axel's face. Punk gets a hold of Heyman as the bell signals to end the match. Winner was not announced, but I think Punk was disqualified for grabbing Heyman. Lesnar's music hits and he's headed down the ramp. Punk is standing in the center of the ring, waiting for him, but Axel pulls Punk out of the ring. Punk hits Axel with a GTS. Punk tries to hit Lesnar with a chair, but Lesnar grabs it and throws it at ringside. Lesnar gets Punk on his back for the F5, but Punk slides out and pushes him into the ring post. Punk gets on the announcer table and jumps into Lesnar, knocking him down. Lesnar knocks Punk down and is back in control. Throwing Punk into the ring, Lesnar goes for the F5, but Punk breaks free and nails Lesnar with the chair, sending the crowd into a frenzy. Punk is about to hit Heyman with a chair, but Lesnar grabs Punk and hit the F5. Heyman then yells for Lesnar to hurt Punk, as Lesnar repeatedly hits Punk with the chair as he lies on the ground. Backstage, Heyman is asked about what he thinks of what happened. Lesnar gets the mic and claims he is the best and the best of the world. Lesnar tells Paul to say something stupid. Heyman says to tell Punk that he may not make it to SummerSlam because Heyman is challenging Punk to a man versus man fight for next week on Raw. Next we get Fandango versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi's opens up the match with a kick to the legs of Fandango, who throws Kofi into the corner with a lot of force, knocking him down. Fandango gets a 2 count. Fandango has Kofi in a headlock. A wear down maneuver. Kofi breaks out of it and hits a running attack. Kofi gains momentum with a series of running kicks and clotheslines. Kofi hits a boom drop. Fandango climbs over the ropes and to avoid Kofi's attack, he hits Kofi and uses the ropes to pin, but only got a 2 count, and the two briefly went back and forth for about a minute. Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere for the 3 count. Stephanie is crying backstage because Vince yelled at her, which was not shown. Apparently, he did not like her makeover segment. Triple H says, as he's entering the segment, he says that Vince has lost it. He said Vince goes around and does whatever he wants to do and whenever he wants to, and doesn't care who he does it affect. Triple H says he is tired of Vince and is going to stop him before he ruins SummerSlam. As they go to commercial, back from commercial, Real Americans already in the ring with Zeb Coulter. Coulter says all the cheese people eat in Green Bay not only clogs their arteries, but their brains as well. He says their football team is overrated. He says that the people need to pack their bags because the land belongs to the Real Americans. So we get the Real Americans versus Usos. As the match begins, the crowd was chanting "Go Pack Go" in support of their football team and the Green Bay Packers. Real Americans have control early on, punishing Jimmy in their corner. Jimmy tries to break out, but Swagger slams him to the ground. Cesaro is tagged in and uses Swagger to propel himself up and lands on the downed Uso. Swagger is tagged back in, and as Jimmy is in a submission in the center of the ring, Jimmy broke out of it and gets a hit in and manages to tag in Jay. Jay came in and hits a running shoulder to Cesaro. Jay got a good Uso chant going in and hits a running knee into Cesaro. Well, down in the corner, Cesaro went for a top rope attack, but is hit by a kick to the gut. Cesaro gets help from Swagger as the ref was busy with Zeb Coulter. With the illegal help, Cesaro was able to hit the neutralizer and get the 3 count. Next match, you got Dolph Ziggler versus Big E Langston. Ziggler ducked the clothesline and hit a drop kick on Big E. Ziggler is on the outside of the ring and hits a big hard clothesline. Downing Ziggler on the apron, Big E is in control with a submission. Center of the ring, Ziggler hits Big E with a drop chin buster. Ziggler hits a neck breaker to get a 2 count. Big E gets a hold of Ziggler and is hit by a back breaker and only gets a 2 count. Caitlyn comes down the ramp and slams AJ Lee into the apron. Their fight spills into the ring as Ziggler tries to stop it, Big E hits the clothesline. Big E hoists Ziggler onto his shoulder and nails the big ending. Winner of the match, Big E Langston. Actors from the reality show. Summer Camp are interviewed at ringside by Josh Matthews. One of the girls said watching the show made her want to be a diva and hit someone with a chair. The other girl said something about s'mores, and that was that. During their show, she had chocolate in places that she did not want to even talk about. The Shield versus John Cena, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan was up for your main event. My DVR did not record that match as it was stopped or something went on with it. Bryan was out first, followed by Orton and then Cena. The Shield entered the ring soon after. The match started with Orton and Seth Rollins. The two went back and forth with punches until Rollins kicked Orton in the corner. Orton gained control and hit a suplex on Rollins in the center of the ring. Orton tagged in Bryan, who came in with a missile drop kick. Rollins tagged in Ambrose, and Bryan hits a clothesline, then jumps through the ropes to knock Ambrose into the barricade. Ambrose's team helped him gain control, and Roman Reigns is tagged in. Reigns kept control by keeping Bryan in the Shield's corner. Rollins is tagged in. He has Bryan in a headlock for a while until Reigns is tagged back in. Bryan kicks Reigns down and manages to get the tag to Cena. Cena clears the house, but the ref forces Cena back to his corner because he didn't see the tag. Orton is knocked out of the ring. Bryan gets the orgasm lock on Rollins. But the other member of the Shield jump in. They are DQ'd. Winner of the match, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and John Cena. Daniel Bryan celebrated with a orgasm yes chance, and Orton entered the ring from behind Bryan. Smith him around, hits and nails the RKO on Bryan. Cena and Orton locked eyes, but Shield came back. Orton and Cena fought them off. Then Orton hits Cena with RKO. He sees Cena out on the ground and goes for his briefcase, dragging a ref along with him to the ring. He's about to get in the ring, but stops as he sees the Shield coming back in. Orton takes his briefcase and leaves, watching the Shield destroy Cena and Bryan as Raw goes off the air. Thanks to Kyle Skidmore, who attended Raw in Green Bay, passed along the main event dark match. What happened after Raw went off the air? John Cena went back to the ring, and the Shield continued their beatdown. Kane and Martini ran out for the save. All baby faces beat up the Shield, and that was it. No dark match. Main event. Thanks for viewing. Peace out.